If your child or toddler says they're hungry all day long, you might be wondering, am I not feeding them enough? Hi, my name is Brittany, registered dietitian and mom to two. I used to work as a dietitian in a residential facility for and school for children with disabilities. I would oftentimes hear from the staff that the children are always hungry, they're always asking for food. The assumption from the staff was that the kids aren't eating enough, but really what they needed was more structure and balance, not more quantity. Over time, after staff and students implemented some of these tips that I'm going to share with you today, the children were more satisfied and less hungry throughout the day. So, one thing I want to start with talking about is that appetite fluctuations are totally normal. Kids or toddlers may be going through growth spurts. They could be going through some activity changes if they're, a little bit more active than usual, or maybe not so much as active as usual. Could also change their appetite. Some days they might have a big appetite, and other days their appetite might be smaller. It's totally normal. So there is a difference between grazing versus true hunger. When a child is grazing all day long, it does tend to mask or suppress their appetite. No rhythm causes no real hunger build. And then another thing is if they're consuming a lot of carb-only snacks or carb-only foods throughout the day, it's going to cause a crash in their blood sugar, which will leave them feeling very hungry. So we want to avoid just having carbohydrates and add some sort of protein or healthy fat with every meal. Just having balanced meals in general. So that would look like having your protein food about a quarter of the plate, a quarter of the plate either whole grains or starches, and then half of the plate filled with fruits and or vegetables. And then you want to also add a little bit of, healthy fat into that, whether that be some grass-fed butter, olive oil, things like that. So a simple fix is to get into the rhythm of eating meals every 3 to 4 hours, or even every 2 to 3 hours for younger children and toddlers. You want to make sure they're balanced, as I said, always containing some sort of protein, your a quarter of the plate protein, quarter of the plate your carbohydrates or starches, and then a quarter of your plate with the fruit, half of your plate with fruits or vegetables. So a couple examples of what a balanced meal and snack will be is your meals are going to be like something like your protein food would either be meat, things like chicken, turkey, ground beef, things like that, or fish. Eggs count as a protein group, and then your starch might be some rice. It could be potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that. And then you would fill half your plate with the vegetables at dinner or lunch. So it could be a big salad, or it could be some sauteed or roasted vegetables are a great option as well. And then for snacks, we also want to make sure they're being paired. So easy one would be a cheese stick and a piece of fruit would be a perfect balanced snack, because you're getting that protein from the cheese, and then you're getting the nutrients and fibers and a little bit of that carbohydrate from the fruit, the apple or orange or things like that. So this is going to keep, when we're pairing the foods together, it's going to keep our blood sugar more stable for longer, and it's going to help prevent that blood sugar crash, which causes the children to feel hungry. So I hope this was helpful for you. Like I said, the most important thing is to have that structure and the balance. So the structure will be eating every few hours, having that predictable structure rather than grazing all throughout the day. Kids will get used to being on the schedule and will stop asking eventually. But if your child is asking for food in between meals, you can say, you can have some water right now. Right now is not time to eat. We will be eating in, say, a half an hour, things like that, and you can have your snack or meal then. So I hope this was helpful. If hunger feels chaotic in your home, I walk you step by step through structured, calm feeding inside my offer piece at the table. So if you're interested in that, I will link it down below. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you. Bye.